I'd like to call the October 18th, 2018 regular meeting of the Franklin City School Board to order, and also welcome everyone. Mr. Jabari Kindred will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. My name is Jabari Kindred, and I am an 8th grader at J.P. King Middle School. They are offering a great program called Plus One. It's allowing students to get their high school credits before they even make it to the high school. They're offering Art 1 and PE9, and I am a part of the geometry team, and I already took algebra, and the middle school is a great place. They're offering a lot of things that other schools probably aren't right now, and I'm just so thankful that they're doing that. They love and they take care of their kids, and it just makes me it makes me feel proud as a member of their team. It's just I love everyone there too. The staff is amazing. I honestly believe that we are one of the greatest schools in Virginia. Period.
All right. Awesome. He's trained by Coach Parker. Very nice. Period. Coach Parker trained him. Yeah. He almost would say Parker trained him, right? That's what we got him by.
Jabari, we agree with you 100%. Thank you.
Yes.
Roll call, Ms. Moore.
Rebecca Jester.
Present.
Amy Phillips.
Present.
Dr. Andrea Hall Leonard.
Present.
Marshall Williams.
Present.
Jessica Green.
Present.
Robert Holt.
Present.
Kerry Johnson.
Present.
Thank you. Approval of the agenda. Do we have a motion?
I move to approve the agenda as presented.
Second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor of the motion to approve the agenda signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Any abstentions? Our agenda is approved. We have no one for citizens' time, so we'll move into our consent agenda. We have 2 sets of minutes to approve. September 20th meeting and October 4th.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the school board meeting minutes for Thursday, September 20th, 2018 as presented.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Any abstentions? Thank you. October 4th.
Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the school board work session minutes for Thursday, October 4th, 2018, as presented.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
A second.
Discussion. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no?
I would like to abstain.
Okay.
I
we
as
have-
well.
All right, let's vote again. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no?
I abstain.
I abstain.
Okay, we have 2 abstentions. Okay, thank you. Report of the superintendent, Ms. Sterling.
All right, thank you, Chairman Holt, school board members. At this time, we're going to hear about good news from Ms. Wade.
Good evening, Mr. Holt, Vice Chair, Dr. Hall Leonard, school board members, colleagues, and community. I will begin this evening with announcing the winner of the Bronco Pride Clean School Award. This will be the first time that it's been awarded this school year, and as you will remember in the years past, we give the Bronco Clean School Award to the school that rates the highest on a inspection that is done by our representative from the Brain Company. He comes and works with our custodians and provides professional development, and he does our monthly inspections. And for the month of September 2018, I'm proud to recognize J.P. King Middle School. And I'd like for their custodians to come forward. Mr. Tremaine Boone, Miss Yvonne Everett, Mr. Ely.
Wonderful.
I want to say congratulations to you all for doing such a great job to keep J.P. King looking beautiful. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention Mr. Quincy Boone, who's the head custodian. He's been out for the last few weeks, and Mr. Ely has been taking his place and doing a fine job. So congratulations. Don't happen to have the trophy tonight, but I promised Mr. Parker I would have it to you tomorrow. And I'd like to also say a big thank you to all the custodians at all 3 schools for their hard work over the summer, and particularly during the month of August, trying to get ready for new teachers to come back and for our students to return in September. Let's give all of our custodians a big round of applause. Okay, next it's my pleasure to present the first Excellence Award for the 18-19 school year. Our procedures for our Excellence Award have changed a little bit in that we're only going to be recognizing one each school month. So, the school board meeting each month, once a month. So at one meeting, we will recognize a professional staff member. The next month, we'll recognize a support staff member, and we'll alternate like that. So we're beginning tonight to recognize a professional staff member. And it is my pleasure and true honor to bring forth Miss Treva Lee from J.P. King Middle. Okay, I want to, before I present, I want to read the nomination because it is just phenomenal.
I'm sorry.
Miss Treva Lee is a phenomenal teacher. She builds immediate relationships with students and works to ensure all students are mastering necessary skills. She truly differentiates instruction to target each individual student. She teaches to incorporate all learning styles and develops highly engaging lessons that make learning relevant and authentic for students. Treva works closely with parents and community members to help students to succeed in all aspects of their lives. Her care for students extends beyond the classroom and into the community. She always has a smile on her face and a positive disposition. I've watched Treva transform students from not wanting to come to school to students who do not want to leave school. Her mere presence is calming, not just to students, but to staff as well. Treva is one of the hardest working teachers in J.P. King. Teaching is truly her calling, and I feel blessed to watch her every day. I have learned so much from Treva, and I am continuously in awe of her passion and her innovation. She is a blessing to Franklin City Public Schools, and she deserves to be recognized for her hard work and continued dedication to our students. So, Ms. Lee, congratulations to you. And I will be presenting this to you. And I want to read this as I present it. Excellence Award presented to Treva Lee in recognition and deep appreciation for your exemplary achievement, contribution, performance, and commitment to the students, staff, and community of Franklin City Public Schools, given this 8th day of October 2018.
Get every teacher. Beautiful, beautiful.
Something else for you. This is for you. Okay. You certainly can. This was written by one of your coworkers. Okay? All right, thank you.
All right. Now we will do the presentation for the accreditation of schools for Franklin City. First, we will begin with S.P. Morton. Give it a hand.
And we can have all of S.P. Morton's faculty and staff go to the center. My secretary gave me a cheat sheet and said, S.P. Morton, this banner is given to you with pride and support for your dedication and achievement that you have obtained this school year. This banner is a long time coming, but we are so appreciative that it is here. So Ms. Brighthouse, you take the other side and roll it out. Drum roll. Right by Franklin High School, they have one. Driven by J.P. King, they have one. And now, S.P. Morton.
And as you drive by, there will be no question as to what we do and how we serve the children of Franklin City Public Schools. And this banner says, drum roll, turn around real quick.
Oh, my goodness.
So make it just turn around one more time for a picture. We get a really good one. Thank you so much, Ms. McCullough. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You want to come back over?
Everybody good?
I like it. You too.
All right, belt. This is yours. Oh, thank you. Yeah, everyone gets one. And that one actually will hang in our. I don't know if you have room for this big one. Yeah, yeah, so. I have a funny story. The board clerk was actually pricing, you know, the flags, one of the flags raised up in front of the, with this check, so we're still working on that. All right, gentlemen, that one's mine. Thank you so much. Hang it with pride.
Travis, bring around here.
Hang it with pride. There you are, sir. Hang it with pride. Well deserved. And as I promised all of my hardworking administrators and teachers before I move forward, if there is somewhere that you have to be, now is the time. Excellent. Don't everyone leave at once. Thank you. Mr. Phelps is going to a senior volleyball game. Let's wish him luck. Good luck. And congratulate all those seniors.
Franklin beat Sussex on Monday night.
All right.
All right.
Franklin beat Sussex Monday night.
Franklin beat Sussex Monday night.
Indeed.
Yes, yes.
And right now, the volleyball team is ranked 4th in the district, so they will be
Oh,
going to regionals next week.
amazing. Amazing team and some amazing athletes. Okay, we're going to go ahead on and move forward. We have the HR Administrative Report, Ms. Gail Wade.
Good evening again. In your packet, you should have the updates from the Human Resources Department. I believe the first slide should show the teacher turnover for the 17-18 school year. And that is 23.8%. It's right where we were last year, the year before. We had 26 teachers to leave our division during the 17-18 school year, including all of those who left right up to the beginning of school this year. Next, we do exit interviews and send exit surveys to all the teachers who leave our division. And we seek to find information that can help us to improve our retention, improve our support for teachers, and so we always analyze that data. I just shared a few of the comments that were written that, and the reasons why they were leaving. Some of those were seeking a job in a neighboring division, seeking a higher salary, moving from the area or seeking a job closer to home, lack of support, student discipline, and personal reasons. They were the main reasons that were listed among those that I shared. The next slide shows a slide actually that I took from the Summit Conference on Teacher Recruitment and Retention that I recently attended in Williamsburg. And I sent you all this entire PowerPoint this afternoon for your information, because I thought that it was just really eye-opening and amazing to me that the national data was pretty much aligned with our local data as far as the reasons why teachers leave their jobs and or leave the teaching profession altogether. This is the national trends, and you can see that most of the teachers who leave because of they're dissatisfied, either because of administrative support, the pressure for the testing accountability, the student discipline, the pay, et cetera. Next was family and personal reasons, retirement, to pursue another job, and look here, financial reasons is the last and lowest percentage here. And so that speaks pretty loudly that there's a lot that we do as educators to retain our teachers. It's not just paying them a high salary, but it's how we support them and make them feel valued and provide them with resources, and those kinds of things mean a lot more than a high salary, and that's the national trend. I shared with,
Can I ask a question on that real quick?
yes ma'am.
Looking at that graph, it's up to 60%, but those totals don't total up to 60 or even 100%. I'm assuming, would it be safe to assume that they were allowed to make more than one selection for the reason to leave?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because on our survey, they are allowed to do the same.
Okay.
And by the way, the state of Virginia has a statewide survey that they, exit survey rather, that they piloted about 2 years ago with about 3 divisions in the Commonwealth, and Franklin uses that survey. So we use the same survey. That way, whenever they present data, it aligns right with the same line of questioning that our division uses. Okay? I pulled some from that report, some state and national efforts that are being implemented across the nation, as well as some that are implemented and encouraged to seek implementation across Virginia to improve teacher retention. And that is increase the number of years for the new teacher induction program and mentoring programs to provide more support, meaning instead of being 1 year that you have an induction program and a mentor for support, increasing that to 2 years. The state did that this year. We are providing mentor teachers for our second-year teachers. Some states are providing that for the first 5 years. Increase in teacher salary, increased time for individualized support each week, meaning release time for the mentors and the instructional specialists to meet with that teacher individually and provide them support. Increase professional learning opportunities, and minimum levels of support would be the release time for the mentors and mentees to meet, because sometimes the day is so busy, it's hard for them to get together for any meaningful length of time. Opportunities to observe other teachers who are successful, more frequent and constructive feedback given to them so they'll know what they need to do differently to be more successful, or what they did good. And then additional time, for support and mentoring for challenging conditions that they may be teaching in. And I shared that whole PowerPoint. I didn't want to take the time, but during our Personnel and Finance Committee meeting, Mr. Holt I shared it, and he thought it would be a good idea to share it with you all. So I hope that you'll find it some good information. And like Mr. Holt said, it's amazing. Not everybody realizes the shortage that this country is experiencing with teachers and the amount of turnover that that across the nation that we're experiencing. So it's some tough times, but, okay, thank you.
All right, are there any questions? All right, we'll move forward. Thank you, Ms. Wade, for your presentation. Next, we'll have Ms. Kindred with the Finance Department updates.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. In your board packet, you have a purchase order that was presented, and the board did a poll through Mrs. Tammy Moore, and the board elected to go ahead and to approve this purchase so that we can pay it. But to formally have it included in the board records, if you could vote on this now, I would appreciate it. The purchase order is for Breeden and Silver, and it was in the amount of $10,800.
And this was to replace units, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And how many units will be replaced?
15.
15.
Yes, ma'am.
In the school?
Say that again, ma'am.
In the school? Where will they be placed?
Is it all three? Is that? In the classrooms. That is it? I'm sorry. I believe it is at all 3 schools.
Exactly,
Yes.
thank you.
Did this just come to our attention, Superintendent Sterling, that we would need to replace them?
It was reported by Mr. Custers, but I didn't know he was going to be able to expedite it so quickly. So because the need to be changed, I've decided to present it to the board this evening.
And for my clarity, I think you were, I don't think you were here for our last meeting, Ms. Kendra, but the question came up. In the little rectangular area where it says account number charged.
Yes, ma'am.
Just so that I'm clear, this number 10 means that the funds are coming from the general
Yes, ma'am, that is correct.
account?
Any
Okay, the
account
general
number.
funds.
Yes, ma'am. Any account number that starts with the number 10
That
is from
starts
the
with
general
10.
fund.
Okay.
And 11 through 98 is grant funding.
Mhm.
And then if it's an 07, it's Medicaid. If it's an 08, it is the cafeteria fund.
Got
And
it.
then an 09 is the textbook fund.
I think I just needed a reminder.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, I got it.
Are there any other questions regarding this purchase order?
Do we have a motion to approve purchase order 19-200, the amount of $10,800?
Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a motion that we approve purchase order number 19-200 in the amount of $10,800.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
A second.
Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. Any abstentions? Motion carries. Thank you.
And also included in your packet are just some finance department updates. The first is in regards to the budget comparison report. I will begin reporting that information out to you in November at the work session. And the purpose for doing it in November is to allow a full cycle of payroll that is inclusive of all personnel. Also, the finance department has been working with the auditors to provide them information, requested documentation needed for the sampling of the division's financials. And also, the budget process for the 2019-2020 school year is currently in progress. The budget kickoff meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, October the 23rd. I have also included in your board packet a budget process and timeline. And
You
just to
said the
give,
kickoff, you provided a date?
yes, ma'am.
What was
It's
the
gonna be
date?
Tuesday, October the 23rd, and it'll
Okay.
take place in the first floor conference room at 11 a.m.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. And just to give you an overview of the budget process and timeline, I provided that for you tonight also. And again, October 2018 is the budget kickoff meeting. In November, the schools and departments will submit requests. In February, the projected revenues and expenses will be presented. In March of 2019, the school board will present the proposed budget to the city council, and in May, the city council will adopt its budget. And I'll also provide the board with a budget calendar at the work session in November.
I know we all got an email concerning a webinar for the budget
Yes, sir.
process. And I think Amy and I looked at that last year. That was very informative.
Yes, sir, it really
It's-
was.
It's like an hour one day and an hour the next, so I would encourage people to consider checking that out. In closed session,